So obviously, a lot of UFC fans have been questioning recently. Obviously, Dustin Poirier has been actually calling out Nate Diaz, and he really wants to fight with Nate Diaz. But a lot of UFC fans have been questioning what's the reason for this, because he could potentially fight for the title and win the title, and a lot of people, I think, have him as the favorite to win the title as well. So a lot of people are wondering what's the reason that he wants to fight Nate Diaz instead of fighting for the title. And I think the reason for that is because he probably sees Nate Diaz as a high risk, low risk, high reward type of fight. I mean, if he was to fight Nate Diaz, guaranteed he's going to get a huge payday against Nate Diaz. And let's be real, these are prize fighters. The reason why they do this is to make money. On top of that, if he was to fight him, he's probably more than likely going to win against him. No offense to Nate Diaz, but I don't think he's on the level of a Dustin Poirier. Dustin Poirier's got probably one of the best resumes in lightweight UFC history. I mean, he's definitely up there, top 3 of all time in my opinion. The only fight that he's actually lost to is, you can argue, is you can't argue, it's obviously happened, is Khabib. But apart from Khabib, he's dominated everyone, and he's beaten some legit top names. I mean, he's beaten Max Holloway twice, Conor McGregor twice, Eddie Alvarez, Justin Gaethje. I mean, his resume is unbelievable. So a fighter of that level, the fact that he wants to fight with a fighter who's way lower down in Nate Diaz, a lot of fans are baffled by it. I mean, why doesn't he just fight for the title? But I think the reason is because obviously he saw Nate Diaz take a loss against Leon Edwards, so he's probably thinking, you know what, even a fighter that has a cult following like Nate Diaz has, there's only so many losses you can take before your market value inevitably takes a hit. So he's probably thinking, you know what, let me cash out against Nate Diaz before he takes another loss, and I'm not going to get as much of a payday against him as I would have got initially. So yeah, that's the reason why I think this Nate Diaz is clamoring for a fight Dustin Poirier is clamoring for a fight against Nate Diaz, because he believes in his own head. If he takes another loss, then a potential fight between them two is no longer going to be as big as it would have been. So yeah, that's my particular opinion on this fight. I just think Dustin Poirier wants to cash out with a Nate Diaz fight. On top of that, he's obviously got beef against Nate Diaz as well. He probably sees Nate Diaz as a fighter that in some aspect they both don't like each other. Let's just be real, they've been going back and forth on Twitter, and he probably wants to shut him up before he gets his title shot. Now obviously the fight that we all want to see is Dustin Poirier versus Charles Olivera. That is probably up there as one of the most anticipated fights in UFC at this moment in time. But in time, to some aspect though, he's coming off 2 wins against Conor McGregor. So to some perspective, I could understand why Dustin Poirier wants to do this. I mean, he is, by all intensive purposes, it is as big as he's going to get. I mean, if you've had 2 wins against Conor McGregor, I mean, your name is pretty much in the mainstream consciousness. So like him getting a fight against Nate Diaz is already a big name, because ironically he beat Conor McGregor as well. So for him to actually get a fight against for him to want to fight another guy that's actually beaten the fighter that he's beaten in his last 2 fights, I mean, it does make sense for him from a financial point of view. He probably wants to cash out. And no offense to Charles Olivera, but I don't think Charles Olivera is as big a name as Nate Diaz is in the UFC, in terms of marketability, in terms of fan buzz and all of that. So Dustin Poirier is already. I feel like Dustin Poirier is a fighter, like he values the title to some extent, but I feel like he values opportunities to make money to more of an extent. He values that a lot more. So he's probably looking at it like he wants to make that money before he retires. So he's probably, like, for example, he was already offered a title shot against Charles Oliveira, but instead of taking it, he decided to take a third fight with Conor McGregor. So that shows you what type of mindset he's got. He's trying to get that paper. So yeah, in my opinion, this is the reason why he wants to fight against Nate Diaz. For me personally, I still have the same opinion as most MMA fans. I want to see him fight. Charles Olivera, so we can find out who's the top lightweight on the planet. I think it is actually Dustin Poirier. No offense to Charles Olivera, I think he's number 2. The reason is because just look at his resume. I mean, look at everyone he's beaten at lightweight, apart from Khabib Nurmagomedov, who, in my opinion, is the greatest lightweight of all time. he's beaten everyone. I mean, the only person that you could put a claim to that throne in his era is Tony Ferguson, and let's be real, in the last 3-4 fights, Tony Ferguson's he's been getting beat by everyone. So that's why I actually put him on that certain level. I just think he wants to cash out against Nate Diaz, and probably after that he'll probably take the title shot and try to win the title. But I could understand why he wants that particular fight. He just thinks, you know what, it's the right time for me to take this fight, because if Nate Diaz takes another loss, then he's probably not going to have the same market value. I mean, even a fight of Nate Diaz's market value, who's hugely popular with the casuals and the hardcores, you keep taking losses, it just doesn't look good, man. And I feel like Dustin Poirier is seeing it as an opportunity. He's thinking, you know what, he's probably on the slide now. Let me quickly get a win over him. Let me get that bag. Let me get that paper, because he's going to make a lot of money against Nate Diaz. Let's not get it twisted. Obviously, if he fights Charles Oliveira, he's going to make a lot of money as well. But against Nate Diaz, he's probably looking at... I mean, look at the purses he was getting for the Conor McGregor fight. He's probably making 3-4 million for them fights. So against Nate Diaz, he's probably going to make $1 million probably after everything. Obviously, that's pre-tax. He's going to make $1 million. So he's probably thinking, let me get that paper before I get that title shot. Obviously, I just want to see him fight Charles Oliveira so we can find out who's the best on the planet. But I can't really blame him for wanting to take a fight against Nate Diaz, to be honest. I mean, they were scheduled to fight at first, and that fight fell through. He's got beef with the guy. He probably doesn't like him, and he's probably thinking, you know what, let me just beat him up, get that paper, and then I'll get the title shot. But I think Dustin Poirier needs to be careful if he keeps putting off the title shot against Charles Oliveira. Like, he's done it once already with Conor McGregor. Fair enough, it's Conor McGregor. You're going to get a career high payday. But to do it twice, it might be a bit risky, because someone else might come into the fray and beat Charles Oliveira, and then we wouldn't have got a huge title fight between Charles Oliveira and Dustin Poirier, which would have been, in my opinion, it's a 50-50 fight. I feel like Dustin Poirier has accomplished more, but if Charles Oliveira was to beat Dustin Poirier, I wouldn't be that surprised. Because Charles Oliveira, his Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu is on a whole nother level, and now he's getting his striking on a high level as well. So he is the true definition of a mixed martial artist, and so is Dustin Poirier. So them two fighting each other would be an incredible fight. But yeah, that's just my opinion on it. What's your opinion? Tell me what you think. Why do you think Dustin Poirier wants to fight Nate Diaz instead of fighting Charles Oliveira for the title? What's the reason for this? I just think he wants to cash out. He sees an opportunity. He thinks Nate Diaz is on a slide. He thinks he can beat an old nemesis, like he's got beef with Nate Diaz, and he wants to make that paper before Nate Diaz takes another loss, because if he takes the fight now and he fights Nate Diaz, it will still be a big fight. But if Nate Diaz was to lose and then he was supposed to fight Dustin Poirier, it wouldn't be as big. So yeah, that's my opinion. Tell me your opinion, and like and subscribe to the channel. I've got a lot more content coming your way. Peace out.